Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast.
I'm lightning with the blam blam.
Yes, it is us again. It is your premier podcast coming from Houston, Texas. It's one James Boogie and AR Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm gonna tell you what I meant.
Are you gonna pick the sound that you want me to have? Like you picked my sound. You know what? This is I'm saying, people, ladies and gentlemen, you are hearing the beginnings of the rumblings of the end of the 16 Shot podcast. In 10 years, 15 years, whatever, you know what I'm saying, we get that third big deal. And you hear me saying, man, creatively, man, we just don't see eye to eye. It started right here, right now. Right.
Do you want to know why I picked Conway the Machine's ad-lib Talk to Him for you? Would you like to know?
Well, yes, I'd like to know. Tell me.
I picked it because you like to give information about the stance of, your stance on the community and informative information about things like that. So I said, talk to him, because I'm encouraging young James Boogie to talk to the masses and help them out. So it was a positive, not a negative.
I didn't say it was negative, bro.
But I can change it for you, though, sir. No,
when did I say it was negative?
Nah, the energy you had in your voice was that of, you know what I'm saying?
The energy was that you just picked my song.
Exactly, bro, without even knowing why I picked it for you.
I didn't say it was a bad choice. I just said creatively. I was trying to make the point that creatively, you know what I'm saying, we here at the James Boogie we're here at the 16 Shot podcast. So I did there, guys. I put the energy for the pod, the future pod, onto this pod. They're gonna listen to this pod in the future, and they're gonna see, man. They're gonna see like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Like, yeah, man. And then hit him off with the 3 or 4 year, silent, beef, and then come back with a reunion show. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm planning the whole thing out, bro.
So you already planning to roar in your mommy already. I got you. All right.
No, I'm not roaring your mom.
Yeah, you trying to roar in your mommy, bro. That sound like some bitch shit, some premeditated shit, bro. That sound like some roaring your mom shit.
Bro, I've already laid out the plan for us together right now. Now, if you choose to not be an intelligent person and follow said,
So I feel like what you're saying is in 10 years after we've made millions and millions, we'll have a beef. It won't be a real beef. Like most rappers don't have real beef. And then we'll lay out a rollout for a reunion show after we did separate pods and make more money. Is that the rollout?
Booyah.
Gotcha.
Booyah. Booyah.
Well, my bad. You a bitch ass nigga, man. That's why I picked it.
No, I said later, bro.
My bad.
Yeah.
I take it back.
But you did sound kind of like sassy. I mean, not sassy, wrong word. It's kind of salty, man. When I asked you about this, you like, what you mean? Why I picked it? You just seemed like you had a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, like your chest, like you felt offended, like I ate off your plate or something, man.
Nah, I wasn't that offended. I just come across that way sometimes.
I know, man.
I've learned in the workplace, I be in the best mood ever, but sometimes I have to check my facial expressions or even like my tone of how I ask somebody a question. Cause I'll be like in a meeting at work and I'll make a statement, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'll be serious about my work. And then somebody else like try to have what do you call it, bro?
Jovial conversation.
Try to make like if I say, hey man, these ants, they're not doing the work ants supposed to do, and it's because they're drinking too much Hennessy throughout the day. And then somebody, be like, yeah, I don't know why they can't get the work done. And I'm like, excuse me? Did you just not hear what I said? And then they'll be like, oh, I see. It's not a good day to joke with you. But I be in a good mood, bro. I just be trying to get my little Zoom meeting over with so I can go back to playing Xbox.
Oh. Yeah.
You never played Xbox at work?
That was kind of funny. That was funny. I mean, I got it. I'm not belittling a joke. I'm actually reveling in it. This is how I revel in jokes. When something's really, really funny, I like to sit with it and think about it. The delivery, the poignancy, the
Damn, I wasn't telling the joke though, but
God damn, man. You know what, man? I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, the last part was a joke. I mean, it wasn't a joke. We're gonna say it was a joke because some of your coworkers might happen to hear this and think that you really do you playing Xbox and prioritizing your Xbox over your work.
No, I do play Xbox in the middle of the day.
See,
but
I'm trying to save him. I'm trying to save him.
I do work in the middle of the night as well, though. So there's no saving me. I do work in the middle of the night. I'm available 7 days per week, sir. If I want to choose to play Xbox on my lunch break, that's what I'm gonna do.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta bring some stuff back, bro. You're a dope producer sometimes.
Gotcha.
But sometimes, man, like you just be forgetting like entire segments of the show, man.
When all right, let me find out. Let me ask you a question. Like throughout the show, I just forget to do a segment, or on the editing floor, the segment isn't found. I'm
saying that, well, we're not going to talk about that. That's a whole other conversation. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I loquaciously have been,
wait. Was that ding supposed to be heard?
It wasn't heard?
No. But go ahead.
See what I'm saying? How about, is that better?
Go ahead.
How you say it was a thing supposed to be heard? If you didn't hear it, then how you hear it?
I didn't hear it through your system, sir. But go ahead, make your point.
You know what I'm saying? See, I want everybody this whole episode is kind of like, I'm like Deadpool, bro, because I'm like talking to the people. I know you saw that. I know you saw that. Everybody saw that. I ain't have to. I'm talking to the people. So I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to the people too. This is the Deadpool episode. It's going to be a Deadpool. It's going to be a picture of me with my body, but with Deadpool face. That's coming.
Pause. What I did wrong? What's the first thing I did wrong? Let's go.
No, nothing's wrong, bro. What you talking about?
You were talking about my poor producing skills.
Oh yeah, man, the dings, bro.
I don't have dings. Pause on my apparatus.
How could you not? No, everybody got hand claps, man.
Everybody ain't got this.
Yeah, but the dings, man. The dings were important, bro.
Oh, so this is gonna be my version of dings.
You know, I'm talking about instruments to get the bitches, man.
All right.
See what I'm saying? You can never. The big word ding, man. The big word ding. Okay, man. Do we have guests today?
The guest I was supposed to have is still at work.
Oh, okay. So later on we'll have a guest.
No, we're not gonna have that guest later on.
But we're gonna have a guest on later on.
You're telling me we are? You're asking me, do I have another guest? I don't have a backup guest. No.
Oh, okay. Because I kind of wanted to have this guy on for some of this conversation.
My guess?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But not for the reasons you think.
I know. It's probably a reason I have no clue about.
0.5.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take a deep dive.
No. The first conversation is definitely have to talk. Well, okay. The first one is the black male ego. How would you describe the black male ego and its impact on the black community? Just generally speaking, not specifically on one, but just like, is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing?
I'm not altogether sure what angle you mean or what you mean when you say just the black male ego. I mean,
well, okay.
Ego period can be good or bad depending on,
yeah.
I think, how you use it. So I think you got to give me a little bit more context to the question.
Okay. Do you think that the complexity of the black male ego, does it have any certain idiosyncrasies? I said idiosyncrasies that separate it from other cultural identities? I'm making it up a lot of time.
I'd see. I don't know, man, because I really just think when you talk about the black male ego, for me, I don't know how to categorize that. I think it's person by person, depending on how you act with your ego and the things you do. So
Now come on, now I'm gonna call bullshit. We having a good part, bro.
I mean, you can call bullshit. That's just my thought process about it, bro.
We was having
Like I know some black men in the community who have egos, but you know, it's not something that's overpowering. That's a negative. I know some people who have egos, and it can be detrimental to them. So I just think it's person to person. It all
but
depends.
I just asked you, do you think that black egos have any idiosyncrasies, or are there any specific traits that you can attest? And if you say no, then we're gonna have a really fucked up pod because I'm
No.
gonna go. I was being facetious, just so I can say that word. But like when something happens, you be like, off top, oh man, I know, or I have a good idea what race the person did that. Like I said, if I tell you somebody went into it was, it's hard. I'm gonna say anyway. This little girl, and she had on like some Nikes and a dress, a Cinderella dress and a sweater. You know what I mean? And she was going to school with the blue jean jacket. You be like, that's probably a Mexican girl, because they tend to dress awkward at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? They're culturally, for some reason, they think, not they think, but they dress certain ways. If I told you that was a little too harsh. Yeah, no, that was hard. But it's kind of true though, because I still remember that the Hispanic girls just.
So give me your opinion about it.
Why would you wear that and that? But or like if I say, oh, somebody went into the corner store and stole all the tortillas, you wouldn't be like, that was the Chinese guy, right?
So we're talking about stereotypes.
But no, it's idiosyncrasies, bro. We know that certain people and certain races do certain things and have certain idiosyncrasies.
So you're saying like you're saying like if someone ran in a Fiesta and stole all the watermelons, it's most likely a black man.
No, that was racist, bro. I'm not gonna lie you do that, bro.
I'm just saying, bro. To me, the basis of it is racist. Like anybody can have ego, any race can do things, and it's not just a black man did it. Now, I will admit, you have things like Florida, man. Like if you hear about somebody breaking into the store on bath salts and eating off half of someone's face, it probably was somebody from Florida,
Yes.
or the Bronx. But what I'm saying is, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have a clear answer for your question. I would love to hear your take though.
First off, I'm gonna begin with. So okay, before I go into my where I go. So you telling me you don't think that there's any difference in the ego structure and how it's presented between cultures?
It's gonna be different between cultures because
I didn't ask you if it's gonna be. I said, do you think
listen
it's
to what I'm
different?
saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different because people are different culturally. So of course,
Okay.
you'll
Yeah.
have differences. And
So what are the differences?
I think I said that, but I don't know.
No,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
that's why.
You
That's
said- you
why
said-
I said I
you
don't
didn't
know.
say.
I'm saying I don't know, and that's
So
why
you
I
don't know-
asked you for
so-
your take.
Okay, so I'm
So
asking
maybe
again.
I
you-
can hear more context and
Hold
hear
on,
what
hold
you're
on.
saying and have an
Okay.
idea of something.
All right. So you're telling me you don't know? You just said that,
For the fifth time, Boog, I said I don't know. I would love to hear your take.
and I'm saying, but
And you keep
said I don't-
asking me, so you're saying you don't know. So yes,
No,
for the sixth
I
time, I
know,
don't
'cause
know.
you said
So I
I
would
don't know,
love
but-
to hear your take.
But you also said that there are certain things that you can associate culturally with people.
Because
Like Florida
everyone
man.
has
I'm
a
sorry.
different culture. Yes.
That's what I said. That's why we're agreeing with that. We're agreeing with
Okay.
this. I'm asking you, could you tell me some things that are unique about the black man in the black culture?
No, I would love to hear your take.
You know what I'm saying?
Why is it bad? Because I literally said
Why do you
no,
keep saying
I
bad,
don't
bro?
know. Because you see what I'm saying? And I said,
I'm-
bro, I would love to hear your take. I want to hear
What?
your opinion, your take on it.
That's nice. You know what? Because I'm a very astute conversationalist. I said astute. I'm a very astute conversationalist. I also dissect conversation well. And some of our conversation not me and you, but just people in general. Sometimes it's inadvertently or it's purposeful in moving in a certain direction, and sometimes it's just the conversation is going and you're asking for building blocks from both sides, right? Building from the things that we assume each other have some type of knowledge about, right? So when I say that and I'm like, hey, okay, I asked you about pieces of the Black culture, idiosyncrasies, and then you said like we all have differences, and I agree with you. I didn't ask about differences. I'm like, what do you think is unique to us? And then you said, I don't know again. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then you also said there are certain things that you attribute to certain cultures, and we're all different. So again, I ask you, what do you recognize as something that you as a Black man do that is unique, and you would feel, or you would just, it wouldn't look or feel either as authentic or as true to another culture if they did it? Example being, if I came and every time I saw you, I said, konnichiwa, you would be like, konnichiwa, but then you would think like, why is this Black man saluting me in Japanese or Japanese? Correct?
Yeah, we all salute though. It's just if I'm Japanese, I'll salute you in Japanese. If I'm Black, I'll be like, hey, what's good, my brother?
But I'm saying, if the Japanese came to you, say, what's good, homeboy?
I would assume he grew up in a Black neighborhood.
You would, and so then you would assume that trait is Black.
But
so
I don't think that has anything to do with ego, though.
Okay, but we see now. I'm going back to. I'm trying to get the bigger
issue. The bigger problem is that I've asked for your point of view, because obviously
no, because you avoiding the question.
I'm not avoiding the question.
On my shoulders,
but
then you're answering at the same time.
I'm not avoiding the question. I really would love to hear your take on it. How do you know that I'm just not a Black man who really isn't, quote unquote, in tune with how Black ego works? How do you know I just don't deal with that deal in that space? So I would love to hear your take, because maybe I'm not altogether sure about what you mean, or I might not operate in that lane where I deal with only Black ego, or I can identify only Black ego. That's why I'm asking you for your take, so I can see if I can relate to what you're saying.
So
because I said they're cultural differences. So when you're dealing with ego, in my opinion, it's going to be different from culture to culture, because we all have cultural differences. So maybe the things that a person of Asian descent may do ego-wise, let's say in the household where no woman is allowed to cook rice, only men are, and I'm not trying to be funny, maybe that's a Asian person ego. Where in the Black household, hey man, you can't touch my grill because I'm a Black man and I'm the pit master. Don't touch my grill.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can even call that ego. So that's why I said, let me hear your take, because maybe I might have the wrong idea of it.
But that's what I think. Maybe the word ego might have thrown a loop in the conversation or gave a connotation to the conversation. But once you told me that you didn't understand the ego, that's when I moved on and talked about just the idiosyncrasies of Black people and other races. And that's why I was saying you keep identifying,
I feel like you're trying to dictate the conversation to make me answer a certain way when I've deferred to you.
No, I'm not, bro.
I've literally deferred to you 7 times now.
But I just told you, you're not hearing what I'm saying. But you didn't hear what I said.
You want me to answer how you want me to answer correctly?
No. What I said was, good sir. I said that once you said you didn't understand the ego, I asked you a different question that had nothing to do with ego. I just asked you about the idiosyncrasies in different people. Oh. And then you told me you ain't know, but then broke down different idiosyncrasies in different people. That's what bro. We're there.
I was still on the original question of the ego. I thought you just asked me about the idiosyncrasies as an example of differences between cultures, and that you circle back to the difference between cultures of ego and the Black male ego in the community. That's what I thought you were doing. So I'm sorry.
But I was getting there eventually, but I I felt like if we talked about differences.
Oh, so
that
I
we could
wasn't
see-
wrong. You were using
Hold on.
that as an example to circle
but I
back.
didn't get that far. You
No,
jumped back.
but I'm asking a question. But
Yeah.
I was right. You were using that as an example to circle back to the male ego.
Yes, but not where
Gotcha,
you at.
gotcha.
But not where you're at. What I'm saying is once we okay, so I'm gonna say it this way.
I have
Once
sight beyond sight. So I already knew
once-
you were going to circle back to that.
No,
so
of course, 'cause I wanna have-
I
I
was
wanna
getting
get-
ahead of you saying,
yes,
you give me the
yes.
example.
Yes, sir. You definitely
Gotcha.
get ahead of me. Like I
was.
said, but what I'm saying is, okay, once we identify these different differences in the different, cultures or races, then we can say, okay, well, I don't know what fuels that race, that race, that race, that race. What fuels this difference over here? Is it, slavery? Is it, ego? Is it whatever it is? But we didn't get to that point because you kept trying to get me to answer the first. And I guess like I said, we missed each other. 'Cause I was like, once you said I don't know, I changed. I didn't say ego again after you said I don't know. I stopped saying ego.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Are we trying to get to what fuels the black male ego?
We're trying to get to. So you told me.
I'm asking you a question now. Are we trying to get to what fuels the black male ego?
Yes,
Okay, cool. So what fuels the black male ego?
that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. But you just told me you don't know what it is. So me talking about it ain't gonna make sense based on what you just said. You said you won't know. You don't even know what it is. You said it's all different. So
JB.
now I try. That's what
JB.
you said,
JB,
right?
JB. I don't fall for your Jedi mind tricks.
That's what you said, bro.
I already knew where the conversation was going. I simply said I would
No,
love
you're trying
to
to
hear
outsmart
your
the situation, man.
Book.
You're trying to
I don't know how we got here when
because you're trying to outsmart the situation,
I
bro.
simply said,
I'm trying to get it.
Book. How was it this hard? I simply said I would love to hear your take. If it's simply a conversation on getting to what fuels the black male ego, why can't we start with your take and then break it down from there?
Because when I was asking you at first, because when I'm asking you, I'm like, I want to have I don't want to give my opinion on it. I want to hear what you have to say
You
about
want to hear my
it. And then
opinion first, so then you can break down my opinion and give me yours. I just want to have a honest discussion about it, and we have a.
But if you say, but then when I okay, I agree with you. So now watch this. When you said, well, I don't know, you said I don't know, right? That's what you said. Isn't that what you said? And so when you said I don't know, did I ever say the word ego ever again? Did not change. I changed because I wanted.
Okay, JB, what would you like to talk about when it comes to this?
You know what I'm saying? We're on the same.
Because now we're going back and forth and talking about how we got to where we're getting to. I'm sorry
because you keep saying
I'm sorry if I'm not taking the conversation the way you would like. So let's start over.
That's not it.
Let's start over. Let's start
You're trying
over.
to manipulate the narrative.
I'm not trying to manipulate any narrative.
Yes, you are.
JB,
listen.
JB, I'm not trying to manipulate anything, bro.
Yes, you are. Because if you tell me, if I ask you a question and you tell me, no, you answer this way, or you tell me your view on it, right? I'm like, okay. I just told you the reason why I'm not giving you my opinion is because I want us to have a dialogue and be on the same page. Me giving your opinion and I tell you what the ego is, and you just told me you don't even see what the ego is. So now I'm like, okay, well, that's how a conversation evolves. We don't have to stay on that same subject matter. We can evolve the conversation, but you have to open your mind to the questions and not be thinking, oh man, I'm gonna beat him to the punch on this.
But that's not what I was thinking though.
What are you thinking then? Because I'm asking you questions about other stuff, and then we going, but then instead of us keep going on that, you back door and say, what's got to do with ego? I'm like, we're exploring the entire shit, bro. We're talking about it. We're not trying to get to this. This is an open-ended conversation.
So
it doesn't have to
all right, bet when we talked about it, I said there are cultural differences. So there would be differences because of cultural differences. That's what I said. And then
what I really should say is like, that's a generic ass everyday answer.
Cool.
You can, that answer.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying that answer works for everything in the world, bro.
Okay.
What you think about TVs? Oh, well, they got.
So what kind of answer would you like?
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm just telling you what you said, and you acting like you said something that made sense, and I'm like, I'm trying to avoid arguing. That don't no, bro. It makes no sense whatsoever, man.
Cool.
If I ask you a question about something,
time out. That's why I asked you. Well, can you give me your point of view so I can see your thought process of insight? Maybe it can ignite or trigger something that I'm not thinking about. And I'm like, oh yeah, bro, I see what you mean. And then we can spark and stop.
How?
What
How?
what do you mean how? That's how you have a conversation,
When
bro.
somebody asks you a question and you give them the most generic answer,
JB, go to the next topic, bro. Go to the next topic.
we stop with we're gonna stop
Because we literally were having a conversation, my guy, and I literally was like, literally, and this is the God's honest truth. The conversation you started, I got to thinking about it, and I was like, damn, I'm sitting here thinking in my mind, like, damn, I ain't even really just peeped a difference when it comes to a black male ego within our community. Like, damn, he might have something that I ain't even thought about. He might spark some shit. I ain't even shit. Well, nigga, let me hear your take on it, because you might say something and it might spark a thought. I'm like, damn, I didn't even look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Okay.
boom, and then
So
we can have, stop talking, and then we can have an honest conversation. But you won't even let me get there because you want to dictate how I answer and what I say.
That's not true, bro. That's
It
not
is true
at all.
because you just
no,
said.
it's not.
All right,
no, it's
then.
not,
So,
bro.
all right. Let's
So
stop.
can we
Let's stop the
hold
argument.
up? Can we be honest? We're not
Let's stop the
arguing.
argument and have a
We're
conversation.
not argument. The conversation is this, bro. Like, look, you're saying that I'm not trying to tell you how to say anything, bro. I'm not trying to dictate nothing. I'm not trying to, because that's what I'm saying. Like, everything I'm saying, you doing that shit. No, bro. What I'm asking you is like,
I just want to have. I would love to have a real conversation about a topic. That's what I want to do.
Okay, but
I don't want to go do the back and forth.
This is important,
about what you do and what I do.
This is important.
And
This
then
is important.
my
This is
answer
important.
is really a generic ass answer that don't make no sense. This is what we do. And then that's illogical and this don't make sense. That's what we do, bro. And I don't want to do that.
If we have it, no, but you don't want to do it. If you gonna,
I don't want to do that. I want to have a real conversation.
But the conversation is going to always fade back to the same thing. If we do the same, if you have the same response and I have the same response every time, how's the conversation going to build? We're just going to stop having. This is what I was saying. This is the exact thing I was saying. There are idiosyncrasies in different cultures. So if you're just saying if we don't identify these parts of anything, so that when we talk about anything, we understand the parts, we're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again, bro.
All right,
If
so
I'm saying-
when you made your example about the Spanish girl, what was that?
that was an example of different cultures having a different view on something.
So then when you made your example about the Asian man and how he would greet you, what did you say?
No.
No. What did you say? What was your example? No, time out. Don't say no. What was your example? Your example was of a different greeting from someone of an Asian descent because he's from a different culture, right?
Yes.
And then I said, oh, damn, snap. Like when a black man, greet you, he be like, hey, man, what's up, my brother? It's a difference of, it's a different greeting because it's a different, culture. And then you said, well, what if the Asian man answers you like that? I'm like, well, that's because he probably grew up around black people. So boom, we've established the differences in cultures and how things can move, which is what I said. You have different cultures that have different things. So they'll react differently. So then I'm like, boom, let's roll. All right, let's shit.
Say,
Let's roll
go
into
back.
what
Go
you're
back. Say it
talking
again.
about.
Go back and say it again.
I said, but we've cleared that. I've said that they're different cultures and they do different things.
That's so okay.
And so then I was like, cool. Let's
Explain
keep
to me how that
talking.
explain to me how that makes sense.
What
though,
you
bro.
mean?
Just
How does it make sense? We're
slow
talking
that
about
down
a
to-
difference
I'm
of
asking you a
cultures.
question. I'm asking you a question. Explain to me how you saying different cultures present differently. Is that what is that saying? Really, what's that saying?
Nigga, difference of cultures.
That's the
culturally,
truth.
everyone is different. Cool. We've gotten there.
So you ain't said nothing, bro. You
Because
just said everybody in the room knew
what
before
do
sat
you
down.
want me to say? You want me to say
No,
something profound and prolific? Okay, what would you say? What would be your answer to that question, sir? Give me an example of what you would say.
If you ask me a question,
Give me a fucking example of what you would say.
If you ask me a question, and I say, and I say, there's questions about this subject, and I say, well, X, Y, Z. Oh, the sky. I'm like, well, the sky is blue sometimes, and the sky is not blue sometimes. What do you think? And then I'm like, okay. And then you say, I don't know. You say,
okay, talk about. I'm not going to let you do that. So now you're trying to break. No. Listen to what I'm saying. You're trying to break it down and make it seem like I just was on some simplistic ass shit and didn't want to answer the fucking question. When I said, bro, I really ain't thought about the ego like that. So give me your thought process on it. And
then I
again,
said- and what I
again,
say? What did I
no.
say?
It doesn't matter what you said. Because again,
exactly.
Again, because you straight up telling me it don't matter what I said. You no. You, the words out of your mouth was, it don't make sense. Cause you discredited what I said. You said, oh, well, that's just a generic ass answer, bro. I'm sitting here literally. Did you not say that?
I did say that, bro.
So and listen to what I'm saying. So I'm sitting here literally deferring to you, wanting to hear your thought process on the situation, so I can and have the conversation. But no, you don't even want to do that.
But what I say?
No.
What I say? What I say? What I say though?
That's when you no. Listen to what I'm saying. Stop talking. Stop talking. Listen to what I'm saying.
Stop talking, bro.
Then how the fuck you gonna ask me? How you gonna ask me what you said? How are you gonna ask me what you said if you won't let me answer what you said?
You're changing.
I didn't change anything, bro. You sat there and told me, that's an old generic ass question. Oh, that's cap. You don't know that? Oh, that's cap, bro. I'm sitting here
because you just gave me
I'm trying to defer to you.
Bruh,
what part of I'm trying to defer to you and you just remove, bro? We could have been 15 minutes talking about the topic you want to talk about, and instead you want to make this shit as hard as it has to be. We're trying to have a conversation. I'm deferring to you, bro. I would love to hear your thought process and ideas, and you made a fucking big deal about it, bro. You start bitching about the way I answered, bro.
What did I do?
That's what you did.
No, what I did was you asked me a question and I said, you know what? Let's leave that topic and get somewhere we can have a common ground, like you always say, when I have a common ground. So look, why do I want to talk about something where I literally said, okay, I asked you a question about something totally different. I said, okay, what about this, and that, so that we can have a common ground of what ego and together. You're saying because you deferred to me, that means I have to do it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, no. Oh, a bit. So if that's the case, I don't have to answer the question the way you want me to answer it.
I'm not okay. So for clarity, 100 times, I'm not telling you to answer the question.
You just told me the answer I gave you wasn't good enough for you, boo.
No, I said
that's what you just said.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
The answer I gave you was what? The answer I gave you was what?
I said it was generic, bro.
All right, so is that the answer wasn't good enough for you?
No, I said it was. I didn't say it wasn't good enough. I didn't say
you said it was generic, bro, and then you said it don't make sense, bro. You said it was generic. It don't make sense. And then we couldn't progress to what you wanted to talk about because you had to harp on it was generic. It didn't make sense, and how you can't have a conversation with someone because of X, Y, and Z.
No, you
brought up the reasons why we couldn't have the conversation, right?
Yes, because what I say. You brought
up the reasons why we couldn't have the conversation because you felt like it was cap. It's cap. It's cap. It's this. Is that. I'm literally trying. No. I don't understand how this happens.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I literally tried.
Because you don't listen, bro.
You're right. I don't listen, bro. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, that if we're gonna answer yourself, if we're going to answer the questions the same way and have the same attitude about how a conversation goes, or how, like, if you're going to say, well, since I deferred to you, that means you have to do that, or if vice versa. Anyway, if we're going to respond the same way every time, like, the same thing's going to happen, bro.
So, so let me ask you a question. Do I respond the same way every time?
I didn't say that.
I'm saying that. I'm asking you.
Yeah,
that.
but you have, but not.
No, I'm asking you that. So how do I respond that doesn't progress the conversation?
When I ask you a question about something and we're talking about something, right? We're just not. We're talking about something.
Right.
We're talking about this. We talked about that. You're like, well, this, that, and other. So I'm like, okay. I feel like to me, I feel like you know the conversation, or you understand it. You might just not have the words to put it together, or you just haven't thought about it in that way. I'm not taking nothing from what your answer in particular. The reason why I say it's generic, because I feel like you have better answers than that. I know you have better answers than that. But what it sounds like when somebody asks you a question, like that's asking you, and you tell me, well, I can go in the dictionary and read. I'm like, bro, I feel you. Yeah, I'm not knocking your answer. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that, bro, you know that me and you both can go in the dictionary and get the answer. That I'm not asking you a question to get generic answers. But if you're saying that's how you really feel, that, oh yeah, well, you know, I can't respect that.
All right,
but I'm just saying,
time out. Give me an example of black male ego.
Everything we're going through right now.
Time out. Give me a
This entire conversation.
No, it's not. Give me a real.
Yeah, it is, bro.
This is not black
me,
male
it
ego.
is.
Give me a
To
real.
me, it is.
Okay, cool. Can you give me an example of black male ego?
So once again, so now you would say the answer is not good enough for you, but you asked me a question and I gave you my answer. You're like, no,
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
True or false?
So your example of black male ego is what we're going through right now.
Yes, because
Okay.
the conversation.
And what we're
is
going
yesterday-
through right now is two people who are holding firm on their belief about the direction of the conversation.
I wouldn't say that. That's what you think it is, but I mean,
Time
that's how you
out.
feel, yeah.
Time out. See, all right. When you use words like "that's what you think it is," when I'm asking a question, I think those type of answers, and I could be wrong. I do think those type of answers ignite conflict. So when we're trying
Why would it ignite conflict?
Can we listen?
Yeah.
If I'm asking you a question, I'm trying to get to it, and I said, what did I say?
You said, do you think you asked me a question? I said, I think
What
this
was the question I
conversation
asked?
was this question. What's an example of black ego?
And you said what we're going through right now.
I said it's conversation right here.
And I said, so this is the conversation of two people who are standing firm on how the conversation should go. I don't think I said it that way, but just whatever.
That sounds good. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
and then hold on. Time
I
out.
said-
Time out.
Okay.
And your response was what?
I said,
What was your response?
my response was, if that's what you think it is, I don't think that's what it is.
That's not
But
what you said.
Yeah,
That's not what you said. That is not what you said.
We can push stop and record.
I'm gonna tell you what you said.
That's what I said. Nigga.
This is what you
That's
said. No, you said no. That's what you said. That's what you said.
No, it's not what I said, bro.
That is what you said.
We can stop and record and go back and look at it, bro. That's not what I said, man. I said that's what you think it is. I don't think it is.
That's not what you said. But
That's exactly what I said.
Hit pause and go listen to it.
We have to put you hit pause because I got mine is live. I'll pause it. I'll pause it, but you gotta go back yours because you can go back. I can't go back. I'm on Zoom, remember?
Well, I can't go back and talk on the computer.
Well, we'll just take that as let's grow from that moment right there and say.
But
like,
you
look,
100% said that's what you said, because in all our arguments you say, well, that's what you said.
I said that's how you feel, bro.
That's not.
I said
I 100%. I know that's not what you said.
We'll see.
You
It'll be
100%
on
said,
tape.
and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have, and you know what? Maybe this is an example of black male ego, because it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, or whatever. We don't have to prove each other right or wrong.
It's not right or wrong. That's what you keep saying. I never said right or wrong at no point, bro. You keep saying good, bad. You keep qualifying things. That's why I was talking about dictating conversation. When you start qualifying,
I'm talking about you qualify something though.
Well, I said generic, bro. That's not good or bad. That's a description, bro.
Right,
The
bro.
generic is a description.
All right.
I didn't say you was right. I didn't say you was wrong. You said it ain't good enough. I never said it wasn't good enough. That's the thing. That's the words that you put on it.
You're
But
right.
I'm saying that I literally broke it down and I said,
on it.
I literally said the reason why I said it's generic because I think I know you have a larger vocabulary and a deeper insight on things. So when you say something that comes to the dictionary, I'm like, damn, I know. I assume that you know, I know you know, and I know you know that you know things, or you have diction. So
My
when you
true
say
thought
something,
process in life has evolved beyond just black and white. So I look at things that could be culturally fitting to black people or white people or Mexican people or Palestinian people or Jewish people. And as I've grown and I've looked at it with my eyes wide open, a lot of stuff that we say is only for one culture, multiple cultures do it. They might do it with a little bit of different flavor, but it's the same shit. So with that being said, when you ask me the question, and I always go back to the original question because I know the conversation is leading up to trying to get to that conversation, that piece about the black male ego, which I wanted to talk about. I know there are cultural differences. I get it. I know that's a generic answer. There are cultural differences, but the shoes I'm sitting in and how I'm looking at life, a lot of our cultural differences really aren't that different. And so that's why I was trying to defer to you to hear what you had to say, because maybe you have a different outlook on it, or maybe you have a different idea that you were speaking on that I might not have been thinking about right now, or that I'm not seeing right now. And once I heard that topic, or I heard that thought process, I could be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. And I could have an rebut for it, or an answer, a non-confrontational answer with that, or rolling with my normal with my thought process I have now, where I'm seeing shit a little differently. But we can't get there if you get hung up on Well, that's a generic answer, and we never get past it. I never hear your thought process about it. I never hear your idea about it. I never hear your conversation about it. We can't get there.
Okay. So are we both gonna agree that you had a stance on it? You just wanted to hear my stance first.
But I think I told you that. I literally told you that.
No. You told me this. Now I agree, sir.
I told you before that, though. I literally told you. When I say I really don't know, I would love to hear your stance. That's the same thing.
Whoa.
Look, I told you. The words I told you were,
I don't know.
I said, I don't know. I would love to hear your stance. And then you brought up the different idiosyncrasies. And I said, well, of course, different people come from different walks of life. So there are things culturally we're going to do differently. And your response to that was, that's a generic question. And that's cap. What was your response? I'm sorry. I don't want to put words in your mouth. What was your response?
Yeah. And what I'm saying is timing, placement, and context is very important.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm saying is, what I said, let's even say, let's go on a limb. Let's not even on. Let me say everything I said was wrong.
You just told me it's not right or wrong.
I'm working in your frame right now.
And it's not my frame, Boog. It's just a conversation. It's not my frame.
Okay. All right. And in the conversation, let's say that I misspoke. That's not right or wrong. That's just misspoke, right? But you literally just gave me the first thing I asked you, just gave it to me just now. And I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is you gave it to me just now, right? You just told me, well, yeah, in my experience, I think I've been thinking that, I've been told that. But you didn't say that at first. You said, I don't know. And so when you said, I don't know, I didn't pick at that question no more. That's what I keep saying. We're going back to like, our argument really shouldn't be as big as it is. Because when you said you don't know, then I didn't pick at that question. And I understand, we both understand that I was going to go back to that later. But we weren't getting to the questions I was asking because you were trying to go back to that question, which we were eventually. But what I'm saying is, I think that, everybody, all parties involved, mine, yours, listeners, would love to hear the evolution of this conversation because there might be things that you say, like the Chinese person cooking rice thing was wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the, and we could have got to some things that culturally about people that I don't know, and vice versa. I know there's culturals that you've spent time with that I haven't, and vice versa. We could have cross-examined just in the conversation, but we didn't get to that point because you was trying to go back to the West Coast. Not that it's and I understand that and that's how my whole thing was saying, well, let's examine our conversation, not the particulars of the details, but the way that we're addressing the conversation all the way forward to what's the male ego. So now we're having a discussion and we're contentious, I think, more because of you think that you think that I'm shitting on your take and I can understand. I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that, because I could understand how you can see it that way. But then again, I think this way. And what is the thing that's keeping us from just bowing all the way down and being like, okay, this? So I would think that's ego.
But I don't think it's a bow down thing. And if we're using this conversation as an example, and it's not pointing fingers, but it would be your ego, though. Your ego was
my ego.
Your in this instance,
yeah.
Your ego will be the reason why the conversation didn't progress, because in the beginning of the conversation, I did the one thing that is egoless. I said, I don't know, and I deferred to you for information and knowledge. Okay. All right. So at that point, I'm deferring to you.
Yeah.
To hear what you have to say
on that subject, because you might be more versed at it than me. You might look at it from a different angle than I am. And I am essentially, I'm humbling myself
And I'm saying, I literally said the words, I don't know.
Okay.
I would love to hear your take. That is what I said, bro.
Okay, cool. Cool.
But
I
hold on,
agree
time
with
out.
you.
And in
Okay,
that,
keep going.
that wasn't good enough for you.
No. Did I ever bring up ego again after that?
You didn't bring it up. But
That's what I'm saying. And
You
we talked about other
you didn't
things.
bring the words ego up. But
I didn't even refer to that. I talked about other things.
But listen to what I'm
didn't
saying. You didn't bring the word ego up, but you insinuated that my answer wasn't sufficient enough to progress the conversation.
No. After you said that, we start talking about the different, the different. That's one from my time and context and placement. Right after you said I don't know, I start talking about the different cultural things.
Actually, right after I said I don't know, you laughed and said that's cap.
I might have.
And then you started talking about the little Mexican girl, and I said, "Oh shit, you're right." And I gave you some examples about it, and I said,
And we started talking.
And then I said, "Well, of course, Boog, because you have different people who come from different backgrounds and walks of life, different cultures. So culturally, yes, we're going to be different." And then you laughed again, and you said, "See, that's what I'm talking about." And then you said.
And
But
then
that's
we did
old
what?
generic. That's a generic.
No.
answer.
Then we started talking because we had a whole conversation about we went on
because we went into examples. We went into examples of the Asian man.
Yeah.
I went into an example of the black man, and then you circled back and said about the generic answer this and that portion of it. And I still was like, okay, that's cool, Boog. And I brought the ego thing back up. I did because I thought that's what we were talking about. I thought the main conversation was the ego thing. So that's why I said, well, cool, Boog. That's why I would love to hear your take about what you mean when you bring up the black male ego. And then we got into this argument because you might not have said it, but you insinuated that my answer wasn't good enough to progress the conversation. You might not have said those words exactly, but that's how it comes across.
So, okay, that's a great conversation starter. So, how often do you think we're responsible for the way our message comes across?
Or who?
The way our message comes across.
We're 100% responsible for it.
Well, I mean, there are certain instances I can say where like there's not a lot of ways to say some things, like, yeah, the house is a fire, or if it's in a situation or something that's pertinent, the need for tact is or the importance of tact sometimes isn't as important in
As the message.
Like the tact of me. If they shooting, I say get the fuck down, as opposed to saying please get down. They're shooting. It doesn't matter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's dream. I'm talking about this in an everyday setting. Sometimes, and a lot of times, the level of the presenter or the status of the presenter is factored in with the presentation of what he or she's presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson comes in the room and says, "Everybody get out." Everybody walks. I walk in the room, so everybody get out, like, "Who the fuck are you?" How important is the receiving person's part was to our part?
I think it's more. I think that the burden, the brunt of the conversation when it comes to that, like if I'm trying to deliver a message, I think it's less about the person I'm talking to and more about me when I'm trying to deliver information. And what I mean by that is I have to be aware of the audience I'm talking to. So I kind of got to be aware of who I'm talking to or the people I'm talking to. And then the subject I'm talking about, I have to make sure that I can articulate it in a way that it can be received and it won't fall on deaf ears. Now, with that being said, it doesn't matter how you can put some things. If someone isn't going to be receptive of it, they're just not going to be receptive of it. But I do know that the way you deliver things can make a difference. Prime example: if I have a 6-year-old who is writing on the walls in the home,
Okay. All right.
me walking in the house looking at the 6-year-old, cursing at the 6-year-old, you know, going off, why the fuck you writing on my goddamn walls? Stop writing on my motherfucking walls, screaming and all of that shit. Hey, that 6-year-old ain't gonna process that. Think about how you would process it as an adult if someone comes in screaming, cursing at you. So let alone a 6-year-old. So at the end of the day, it might, I don't know, they might get the point not to write on the wall, but you know, now that kid might be afraid to do things, or they might see that and lash out at others. I do believe it's better, and I also think you get better results if you at least have a conversation. Hey, we can't write on the walls. These are why we can't write on the walls, and you lay it out. Same thing with adults. If I want to get my point across to an adult, I have to know the person I'm talking to, and I have to know, man, if I come at them with aggression or some bullshit sarcasm, they might not be receptive of it. But if I come at them in a normal, non-confrontational tone, it might be able to start a conversation, and we can talk about the issue it is that we're trying to have. I just, my thought process is talking to someone respectfully in a non-combative tone where we can have a mature conversation about it works better than me trolling or me trying to, you know, get my point across with aggravation and things like that. And I'm a work in progress because, you know, I have anger management issues. This has literally been a work in progress with me in my life. I've noticed the difference when I approach people with aggression versus when I approach people with non-aggression.
Well, congratulations to you on your journey of growth. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's layered because, like I said, a lot of the delivery, a lot of the reception is based on the deliverer. So when your mom comes in and like put that XF, MF stuff down, you freeze, you don't like it, it hurts, it's hurtful, but you put it down. Your brother comes in and says, put that MF down. Like, hold up, man, why are you talking? Who was you talking like that, right?
But it's different though. The mother or father is the authority figure. The brother,
Okay.
the sibling is a peer. So
Watch
yeah,
this.
if you as a peer,
watch this.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch this. JB tells the guy, "Hey man, stop doing that, man. That's wrong. Fuck is you, man. My business."
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
JB comes, sees wrong doing whatever it is. Hey, y'all stop doing it. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Yep.
Ain't my mama, daddy.
Yeah.
Just a nigga I see every day.
Yeah.
I always come through and hey, stop doing that right there.
The police or a signal or a sign of authority. You're not.
Or a figure of authority,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm saying is, now watch this. Trader Truth comes through and says, "Hey man, y'all need to do X, Y, Z."
Mhm.
And then Bum on the street says, "Hey, y'all need to stop doing so and so." People will look at these two different people and look at their status in life and qualify answer by their status in life. Because he's Trader Truth, his status in life gives him his words a weight that this bum.
Well, yeah,
brings
because he has that position of influence. So it's almost like a position of power. So it's similar to the cop or the parent. This guy has a position of influence. So he has the ear of people because of maybe either what he's accomplished or what people see he has for his social status. So they'll say, "Hey, man, Trader Truth said that this water is crystal clear and will quench your thirst." And a nigga gonna do it because it's coming from Trader Truth or it's coming from LeBron James or it's coming from Jay-Z. Now, me and you can tell the same person, "Hey, man, this water right here is crystal clear and good for you." And they might, nigga don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's simply because we don't have the position of influence. Now, I will say this.
Let me stop. Let
All right,
me
go
stop.
ahead.
Let me stop. Where the issue comes from, that issue, why that to me is not a viable, like, because they got a position of influence. Like, what the hell does Trader Truth know about water? Why do I care that? Why how can Trader Truth tell me about water? Like, why can Kanye tell me about the sky?
Because their status.
can't-
Because their status. So their status has your attention. It's the exact same thing. Many. No, listen to what I'm saying. It's the exact same thing. Many pods ago that you spoke about when you talked about kids who had these role models as of athletes and of rappers, and why they wouldn't listen to some community leaders who didn't have the status that these athletes or rappers had. So when Kanye West is when 50 Cent is peddling vitamin water.
Yeah.
Before 50 Cent was peddling vitamin water or effing vodka had been on the shelf. We weren't drinking that shit. The moment 50 started peddling effing, we started drinking it because a person of status, a person of status, a part of our community is pouring this up. Hey man, drink this. He probably don't even do it. Hey man, drink this. It's the best. It's the best vodka. And you go buy a bottle of effing, and that shit really
Hold on,
trash.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Same question. Why would the same individual think to themselves?
You breaking up.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I feel like we need to hear you, so I was going to get you to repeat yourself.
Is that better right there?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Why would a sane individual think that 50 Cent is like his status is one thing, and what I'm saying is what you're speaking to is kind of like the star culture of the United States, or really, and probably anywhere, that because you're a star and you're good at this thing, like writing raps, right? Why do I think that him writing raps and him making music is equal or has a bearing on what kind of drink I should drink, whether it be water or
It's
vodka?
just the brand he's pushing. So
But that's what I'm saying. We're not talking about him at all. We're talking about the individual.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying, why would the individual, why me, the person, I'm able-bodied, I think straight, think, well, because this famous person has this product that has nothing to do, like that, like that nothing to do. He didn't get famous for making vodka.
Yeah.
He didn't get famous for making energy drinks.
right.
So why would I assume that because he's peddling it, that good, I want to be like him? It's this culture. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with that person and more to do with individual. Me saying
That's
that
a piece
because
of it.
he does it, I want to do it.
There are
That's gotta be a large piece of it.
There are people who are walking around, in the words of Joe Budden, looking like a bat because Kanye West is walking around wearing all black rubber boots and full face masks. And there are people doing it because Kanye did it. Now, I will admit that when it comes to celebrities and things they push, some of it is just influence. Prime example, I'm watching the All-Star game.
All of it is influence.
And that's what I'm saying. And it's all not bad. So prime example, I'm sitting there watching the All-Star game, and it's a commercial comes on, it's LeBron James.
Yeah.
And it's a Lay's commercial. He has a bag of cheddar cheese Lay's. I fucking love cheddar cheese Lay's. He has a bag of jalapeno Lay's. I fucking love jalapeno Lay's. And then it's like, boom, LeBron James branded cheddar cheese jalapeno Lay's. And I was sitting on the sofa and I was like, shit, I love cheddar cheese. Fucking love jalapeno. And you know what I did when I went to Publix the next day? I found the cheddar cheese jalapeno Lay's.
But okay.
Tasted them.
Not,
They were fucking awesome. Now, I wouldn't have tasted them if I didn't see that product. Now, I wouldn't have tasted them as quick. Listen to what I'm saying.
as quickly.
See,
Yeah.
listen to what I'm saying. You stopping me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tasted them as quickly if I didn't see the product placement. I might have ran across them in the store, but I really don't fuck with, like, at this point in my life, there's certain shit I don't just fuck with like that. So I go to the chip aisle and I walk past it. But because I saw the product placement, I made sure I went into the store to find that product.
Yeah, the conversation you have, you're talking about product placement and like, but it's been proven 1,000 times that you can grassroots grow a company, grow a product without having a celebrity endorsement. How many years did Arizona go without celebrity endorsement
Did who?
until they got Arizona.
Arizona Tea.
Yeah, until they got Jack Nicholas, like, and they were already a world. I mean, but I mean, I agree. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, once again, why would I think that LeBron James would have a grasp on the chip game? Why would I think that 50 Cent would know, like, because 50 Cent has this water, like, man, 50 Cent got it, it must be some good water.
I
What's he
don't
thinking
think that
about?
should be the idea though. I just think it's product placement
not-
and advertisement from influencers.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
I saw so much propaganda about the Rockin' Tequila, the Rockin' his Terramana tequila. Regardless if it was some bullshit or not. But I saw so many posts of The Rock and how he was working on this project, this tequila. He loves tequila. He's a tequila connoisseur. He went down and he handpicked the company, and it was a grassroots start. Terramana tequila, the best tequila you ever tried.
Yeah.
I went and I bought the tequila solely because The Rock told me his tequila was the best tequila out. That's the only reason why I even went and bought the first bottle of Terramana tequila. I bought
It sounds like,
huh?
so it's like that their celebrity promoter has you believed The Rock.
I did. I believe The Rock when he
we've
said.
all done it.
No, I'm saying, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I believe The Rock when he
But
said.
it is though.
But time out, listen to what I'm saying. I believe The Rock when he said, "Hey man, this is the best tequila out. I love tequila. I drink tequila every time I go here and there. I got samples. I'm tasted it. We're trying to perfect the taste." And when I went and bought it, you know what? It was damn near the best tequila I've had in my life. So now when he rolled out his next project, Zola, which is a natural energy drink, shit, I was sold. I was sold because the first product he peddled to me, it was pretty good. So when I saw he had a second product he was peddling, and he said, "Hey, this is the best energy drink." Now with The Rock and the energy drink, I work out. It gets me through my workouts. We all know this nigga work out like 10 times a day. So I'm like, well, shit.
That makes sense.
If his energy drink can get him through his 10th exercise, it definitely can let me power through this Zoom meeting. I went and grabbed it. It's pretty solid. So
What I'm saying. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like,
no, I'm not blindly doing shit because somebody told me to do it though.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that there's a larger amount of population that is doing things because, like, you're a copycat society to begin with, as far as the United States, as far as everybody. But
Yeah, I don't think it's just the United States. Honestly, I think it's the entire world.
Yeah, but we'll talk about this because we can't talk about the entire world and everything. So
Well, prime example, like the little chick in Mexico who shot herself in the face with the Uzi and died. Apparently, in that region of Mexico, narcos is a big thing. Like, narcos is a really, really big deal to even act like you're living the lifestyle of narcos. So that's why it was a big deal for her to grab this Uzi and pose with it and do a TikTok dance. And in the middle of her TikTok dance, she shot her face off and she died. And that's just another example of influence from celebrities or other nonsense.
Well, yeah, like I said, in our community, in our society, it's a lot of copycat. You know, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to a lot of things or whatever, and the thought process, people don't think things through, man. People don't think things like if you if you ever just stop on your own without and just think about why we do things, the thought process, how we do it, how we feel it's supposed to, like, the end result, where the inspiration of us to begin with. Like, man, it's kind of crazy, man. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, the internet is, if somebody told me the internet would be the end of the universe, I would agree, man, because it just gives more people access to be more, like, it's like, instead of a great American theologist, I said theologist, Carlos Miller said that there's so many people that know we should never even known because of the internet. Like, you weren't supposed to meet that person. that person was not supposed to be. They were not supposed to be a part. 30 years ago, you would have never, ever, ever, ever had access to those people over there. But now you got access to those people. So
Is that a bad thing?
Way, it's good and bad because the
Exactly.
same way, like what I'm saying is, well, I'm saying that there's a lot of ideologies. Like this, one of my main pet peeves is people who like reciprocate ideologies that heard, and it's like because it makes sense in the short term, they have sat with it. They just, oh, it sounds good for right now, boom, 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 and it's like, man, you like people who shit on Biden, bro. Like to shit on Biden is shit on yourself because nigga, the whole world was right there with him with some of the laws he passed. It was right there. It was like, yeah, that makes sense because we ain't have the knowledge, man. So, like I said, time, context, and placement is important in everything. Saying that I did this in 1984, like, bro, crack cocaine. If it wasn't for Len Bias, crack cocaine might have had a whole 10-year extra run. Might have had a longer. Might have had a, before we attacked it. Because when Len Bias died and OD'd, Congress went crazy. But like it was a high-profile individual, and everybody saw that. It was in the nation's capital. It was so close to Washington, they had to react, and the world saw it. But that don't happen like that. Let's say he never ODs and whatever. Who knows? It might be another 4 or 5 before they even get serious about cocaine, or if they don't have, So what I'm saying is the reaction that they had to epidemic at that time. The same with the AIDS epidemic. The same with the Black Plague. The same with in 1650 when like Chick said, he said she was a witch and they had to burn her down. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people who burned that chick down, who that dude said was a witch,
was wrong as fuck. That was wrong as fuck.
No, but the other person was like, man, bro, I don't know. I just know that these 3 babies died in the last 3 weeks since she came here. And he pointed out, I don't have no knowledge to combat that. So me judging that third party who's acting in the collective, it's just like I said, the collective without a leader will do anything, man. We've seen it throughout time, bro. They invaded Ukraine, bro. That's the collective acting with a poor leader, man. And then you have people, like I'm saying, that whole situation go crazy. You got people that was in Ukraine that was like, man, we Russian.
Yeah, they're really the same people, bro.
Yeah, but they saying we Russian and we don't. And so we worked out a treaty between us and the world without talking to Russia. The Russians in Ukraine and the Ukrainians and the world got a peace treaty that don't got the Russians involved in it. So the Russians like, man, we ain't even go to that meeting, bro. We ain't acknowledge that meeting. Y'all invited us.
They were a part of a older peace treaty that he broke.
They weren't part of the
Ukraine.
In 2014,
Ukraine partnered up with NATO and the rest of the world.
Exactly.
And not with Russia. But Russia already had a peace treaty that predated 2014 with Ukraine. Putin decided he's going to say, fuck all of that. I'm going to go take Ukraine.
Yeah, and also...
Where is that right at, though?
Huh?
Where is that right at?
No, I'm saying, but you also have Russians that are in Ukraine, but like, man, we Russians. We want to go after Russia. The peace treaty was saying like that this area right here and this area right here under Russian rule in Ukraine. And Russia like, man, you know what I'm saying? The extra salt about genocide, yeah, that's extra salt that he just threw on there to make it, but validly he can be like, man, we got actions of Russia. We got old cities that y'all agreed, not us Russians, but Ukraine, NATO agreed. This is Russian land right here, or these Russian people. But Ukraine Ukraine controls the borders. So I mean, it's not an open and shut like Russia. Russia's fucked up, but there's also caveats in it that make it. That's like I was going to say that a bad leader and
so
keep following.
Do you agree with Putin's decision to invade Ukraine?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's like, man,
It's layered.
not even that. It's like
No, it's definitely layered. I think
it's hypocritical.
All of this stuff is layered. It's 100% hypocritical. How you look at it, it's 100% hypocritical for the U.S. to stand up and say he's breaking war crimes when the United States themselves have done the same thing.
It's like the implementation of the internet has given kind of like wings to certain situations that to my propaganda, to about pushing agendas. Like they don't even talk about Iraq. They don't talk about Palestine. They don't talk about, you know what I mean, all the places that the U.S. has come in there and realigned, you know, everything, just created spaces for people that they liked in somebody else's land. And now it's fighting and we giving weapons to both people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a conversation that's had every day.
I think it depends on who you talk to and the circle you move in.
Well, we're talking about, like right now, the world is saying Russia's fucked up.
Well, it's how it's done. It's fucked up.
Yeah, but so
what they did was fucked up. What they're doing is fucked up.
So was Palestine.
Exactly. So
was Cuba.
Exactly. It was. So I'm not disagreeing at all.
So I'm saying it. Like France and Germany and the U.S. and all this energy to go help the Ukraine, and y'all are complacent with Haiti being like it is. Like, nah, bro, that's hypocritical as hell, man. Like, I can't. How can a person really just have energy to be behind, or to like, how could you have energy for somebody to say, well, yeah, this is okay, but without the threat of war, with this just on some, they like. Are you familiar with why Haiti's fucked up?
A little bit. It had something to do with poor government. I think that resources were pulled. It was some sanctions that happened as well, but you might be more versed at it than me.
Well, it's not poor government. It's basically they got their freedom as slaves, and then the world allowed France to back tax Haiti for all they natural resources and their goods.
Yep. So no matter how much money they made, they still was gonna forever be in debt.
Yeah, and so the U.S., the harbingers of freedom, were complacent with that too. And so basically, they can succeed. It's the only thing they can succeed in them kind of climates is dictatorships and military type situations, because the country's in dire state and whatever.
Didn't the Haitian president or whatever get assassinated?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why though? Because that's a country of color. You heard them you heard them dudes on CNN about this invasion. They straight up said it. This is a European country, or it's a European nation, blonde hair, blue eyes. This doesn't supposed to happen to us. And then they start naming Syria and they start naming Middle Eastern countries, which were countries of people of color. It happens over there. It's cool to happen over there. No, it don't supposed to happen in this European country. Like they said that shit. Reporters, people in the news, they said that shit, bro. Like, nah, this don't supposed to happen to us. Blonde hair, blue eyes. They said that shit. And that's how they feel.
That's how they feel.
You see how they was treating black people over there trying to escape as well? You saw what they was doing to them.
Now, as the part of me that's telling myself, like, black person, why are you over here anyway? It's cold. It's cold, man. You shouldn't be over here in this cold anyway, man. Only bad things will happen in this area.
Somebody said that, or that's you saying that?
No, that's just me thinking about it first. Like, people in Ukraine? Why would I go to Ukraine?
I mean, some people, I mean, if they're fleeing certain situations and that's where they can go for refuge, that's where they went. You got guys over there play overseas basketball. I saw some shit. I think Young Thug was helping or funding people of color to get out of Ukraine.
Thug.
Yeah, Young Thug was doing that. Apparently, Young Thug does a lot for the communities in Atlanta. Yeah, him and Gucci. Apparently, they do a lot, bro.
Are you up on that? They don't do enough, man.
How you know they don't do enough? How you know they don't do enough, bro?
You know why? Because they well, I'm gonna say this. If Young Thug and Gucci Mane, like, if Young Thug and Gucci Mane joined forces and decided to eradicate homelessness in Atlanta, they could. If Gucci Mane decided he wanted to eradicate homelessness in Atlanta, he could.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone can eradicate homelessness, and I'm gonna tell you why. I can speak on this because I know on a small scale from firsthand experience with a family member. You have to want the help. So there are some people who are homeless because they choose to be, and they don't want the help, and they just don't.
But they
want
still
to
go
do
to a
anything more.
shelter though.
And,
They don't have something.
I'm telling you about firsthand experience,
No,
like
what I'm saying
firsthand
is-
personal experience. They don't, bro.
But I'm saying they don't have to go to have help. But still, even when they don't sleep, they don't try to sleep on a bus stop. They have a shelter. They want to have something. They don't want to. They might want to have the kind of help that we give them or that we supply. They want to have a cover over their head to sleep, right? Or and blankets not be cold, and like Gucci Mane single-handedly by himself could eradicate the situation where there's nowhere for people to go. Like there's always something. There's always a self-containing dome, by himself if he wanted to. Like several, like all the bro. it's a
I
bunch
guess
of
my
money.
only pushback will always be, I can, and this is only me. I can't speak on saying someone isn't doing enough if I truly don't know all what they do. I can see the results of certain things they do. You can hear about certain things they do, but I can't truly say. I'm not gonna truly say, "Oh, you ain't doing enough because of X, Y, and Z." I'm not knocking the person who says it. I'm just saying I can't truly say that. Like I know from firsthand experience, I have a first cousin who has had every opportunity not to be homeless, who has every opportunity still to this day not to be homeless. He chooses to live on Skid
But you're
Row.
not hearing what I'm saying.
No,
I'm not
I hear
saying
what you're saying. I'm saying he literally chooses to live on Skid Row. When I tell
So
you,
why not make Skid Row? Why not make Skid Row livable then, man?
what do you mean? Why not make Skid Row livable?
Why not have them be self-contained, domiciles where they can just go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be a shanty shit? Why does it have to be tents? Like, why don't they have tents? They
I
give
guess
out?
so. My
And
next
I
thing is,
understand.
I guess my next question would be, how do you police that? Because prime example, when
Why
we
not
had,
put that?
well, talking about, that's what I'm saying. When I say that, prime example, when you flash back to Katrina, and when the Astrodome was essentially what you're saying, a shelter or a refuge. It was all kind of horrible. Some people used it for what it should have been, which is a refuge until I can find a place. Other people used it for nefarious shit. You heard horror stories about people being raped, people being beaten. You heard about women being raped literally in the middle of the dome, laying on the cot trying to sleep, and someone tried to rape them. So how do you police that? Like, I can have that, and I feel like what you're saying is 100% correct. But then how do you police it? And then you have you got to have some stipulations. Like, prime example, when they had the YMCA things downtown where you could live there in the apartments. I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, but weren't there some stipulations like you had to be clean, couldn't be on drugs, couldn't do drugs there, things like that? I think some people don't want to abide by those rules. So you're gonna always have people who are gonna sleep on the streets, people who are cool with pitching the tent under the underpass.
Once again, so okay, going by what you just said, we do know that the majority of rapes that are recorded are from family members, close friends, right? Right.
Sure.
So whether they're homeless or whether they're in the home, this is not like, I don't understand. Like, I understand, but I'm like, you're telling me that.
I just asked, how
somehow-
do you police it? That's all. I'm not saying it shouldn't. I
How
just
do you
asked,
basi-
how do you police it? Oh,
How
I
do
don't
you
know.
police?
That's why I would ask. I don't know how you would police it.
The same way you police, like saying that if we, I'll be combative here, but saying that how do you police it? And I'm gonna ask you, do you think we live in a utopia outside of homelessness? People don't get raped and shot and killed. So,
But
how do
no,
you
but
police
see,
that?
but time out. That's the difference. So
What's the difference?
because you're talking about rape that might be happening in the home. A home is a different. So the home
Yeah.
is different because at that point you have individuals who live in a home that's their home, they fund and they pay for. Now, when you're talking about, I'm going to create a center that will house, let's say it house 200 people. You dig?
See, no, that's not what I said. I
No.
said you can have self-contained units.
Okay,
that are,
but
like,
you
you know
still
what I
have
mean?
to maintain them though. It's still it can't be. Look, I built these 20 tiny homes that can house a homeless person. There has to be some maintenance to it. You just can't put the
yeah.
tiny home up. It's there. There you guys go. Like there has to be a
I'm
maintenance.
gonna
There has to
tell you,
be a program to keep it running, to sustain it. You have to have a
I'm gonna
you have
tell
to have
you.
something to
Okay.
sustain it.